morning out there. Got a daily offering here. Good morning out there. Yeah, this morning on my mind is just this idea of comfortability. I brought a fucking sweatshirt out because it seemed a little cold. But just that whole idea, that whole concept of like the idea that I'm gonna be more comfortable in that sweatshirt, like it's just a fucking illusion. I'm like already not fucking cold at all. But for some reason, there's this illusion trying to keep me from coming out here doing my daily practice. And I mean, there's many illusions, but one of them this morning was cold. And cold is often one when I'm thinking about coming outside, which that's just what I do now. Usually I'll have some notes and shit, but I don't this morning. Just kind of going with the flow. I'll just sit out here and for about 40 minutes to an hour, going from sitting straight with my spine like this, kind of trying to like silence the mind or just kind of, yeah, that's basically it. And then I'll go from that to pushing the body to its limits. Yeah, just doing my thing. This whole year so far, I've been doing a daily practice in the morning. Yeah, I found some kind of centeredness. Just won't even ever go back. Missed a few days this year. One of the most impactful was just like 3 days ago. Been doing this for a while. I feel really confident in the stability I've created, and but then one day not doing it and fucking I was like triggered into an unconscious state, and it's just it was tough even getting out of it. It was interesting for sure. Hey, what's going out there? Hello. Got the little spiral of life going on there. It took a couple times to get that one going. Just using like a needle and thread technique. Yeah, I speak English. Any questions about spirituality or no anxiety, no depression, that type of shit? Basically, I put that on there because once I started doing a daily practice, I kind of found this center. Once I was centered, I just focused on continuing this daily to silence the mind and kind of like keep the ego at bay. Anyways, it's been amazing for me, that's for sure. No, not Spanish, unfortunately. Lots of these little stellar jaybirds hopping around right now. Yeah, on this spiritual path that I've been on, um, birds have been one of the gifts that I talk about. There's been tools and gifts so far, and this yoga mat, it's been one of the first tools represented in the spirit world by a canoe. Keeps me kind of afloat on the ocean of shit. And then, secondly, I've gotten this chanting Om, which in the spirit world is represented by fire. Yeah, I'm just out of Washington State here. Got the legal weed thing going, lucky enough to work at a dispensary. Yeah, so I try to be out here every morning, right around 5 or so, from this time zone. And anybody's welcome to join in every day. That's kind of the idea behind it all, was like, I wanted to share this peace that I found doing this. It took me like 40 years in this life to figure out this certain type of peaceful state, and so I just want to share it with everyone, and never really sure how to do that, and okay, and I'm out here doing it every day anyways, and I decided, I might as well just turn this shit on, and so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, one of the spiritual journey has just been my whole life, but it seems like it's gotten more intense, more intense. The last 6-8 months has been the most intense, and then there's probably about a year before that where I started just thinking differently, and one of the things that happened was I started paying attention to feelings versus thoughts. So yeah, basically, there's like an intelligence that's like feeling based versus thought based. It's just a sticker that came out of the weed store, but I can really dig it. move out of breath, but just doing the daily practice. Get the body and mind centered. Start the day off right, you know? Now, I remember thinking a while ago, what am I going to do when it snows? Because I want to be out here every day. And also a while back, in this spirit world thing, I came to this island, and I saw a cave at the top of a mountain. The mountain definitely had snow on it. So just sitting here, I just kind of was realizing that mountain could easily be, part of it could be represented by, coming out and doing this daily practice through the winter. And I've already thought I wanted to do that, but now it's definitely a goal. Just a bunch of birds flying around out here. Oh shit. Fucking crow right up there. Yeah, if you have interest in no depression, no anxiety, looking for somebody to fucking do a daily practice with, join in. I'm usually here every morning at like 5 in the morning-ish. I usually do it for about 40 minutes to an hour, whatever is good, and I just do a simple idea of pushing my mind and body. Yeah, at the beginning of this meditation, I kind of mentioned comfort. That was on my mind this morning. I fucking brought a sweatshirt out because it's in my mind. I'm like, oh, it might get cold. And just the idea of comfort brought that about, and also I brought my coffee out because it's comforting. So, just the idea of comfort. What the fuck, Oops. Accidentally just killed a mosquito there. Fucking. Try to be aware of the little bugs, like. There was a while where I would just swat them away, like without thinking one bit, but now I just try to be conscious of it. I don't know. Let me enjoy my comfort. Oh, quick story about coffee being a comfort. One day, some dude gave me a little mushroom chocolate, and I was like, it was just one, but like, yeah, it put me to this like anxiety level. I ended up coming back from it, and it was all great experience. But in the end, when I started coming back to reality a little bit, I right away was like, went to make a cup of coffee, and I told somebody, I was like, oh, this shit's my stability or something. But comfort, totally comforted by the stability of drinking coffee. I think I was drinking like 4 or 5 cups at that time, but now I try to stick to 2 cups a day. And I'll push it to 3 when I feel like it. Yeah, a couple days ago I missed my meditation and just threw me all off. Fucking something caused some type of like reaction, or it was like a trigger that put me into an unconscious state. I was able to find my way out like half an hour later, but the day was tougher all around. And that half an hour was like, I was really surprised I could get back to a state like that after how long I've been doing this practice. But like the masters say, it's a daily thing. It's like, doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. You gotta get on the bus every fucking day type shit. Yeah, like I say, join in every day if you want. I found a certain peace out of this shit, a certain centeredness, the mind and body, and I think that brought about the peace. Either way, it's definitely this foundation that I've started to just build on with this practice and slowly take out into the world outside my little space here. I just love using the peanut butter and jelly jars. When I was young, there was jelly jars that had like Tom and Jerry and shit, or we'd always be collecting those motherfuckers. So like now I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't we use the jelly jars, peanut butter jars? They're way fucking cooler. It's definitely been an interesting journey for me the last year or so. The masters, they talk about the breath, right? Like, you can always just pay attention to your breath, and that will show what state you're in. It'll show how you're doing. You can probably do that from a lot of things. One thing I've noticed is water. Like, for me personally, in the first 2 hours that I've been up, I should have drinking a whole 32 ounces. It's just like, my body's just like down with that or something. But if I'm having a really tough day, like if I don't do my meditation, I might not drink any water in the first 2 hours and drink a whole coffee. Maybe even try to start a second cup. But like, that's just a clear whatever of, how my shit is doing. So it's like, if I am having a tough day, it's interesting that I can pay attention to that in a different way. Like if I notice I'm not drinking water, I can just force myself to drink water. And that can kind of get me back dialed into that centeredness. All right. Got the pushing the body part done for the day. Just gonna relax and space out for a minute or two here. Talk about any shit that might come to my mind. Yeah, I was just saying, oh, thank you, for this day. And it reminded me of like just after I enlightened, my whole life I'd always been like really like bummed out that this meat that I eat, it comes from the grocery store, and I'm not the one taking this animal's life and able to give thanks in the proper way. I don't know. There's always something on my mind, but then once I enlightened, I was like, I just said thanks for everything that I've ever had, and I figured I might as well say thanks for anything I'm ever gonna have to. So I did that too, and I still show my thanks anytime I eat can, but it's just an interesting aspect of this enlightenment idea is, I struggled with that my whole life, feeling this certain feeling about it, and then all of a sudden one day I had the realization that, well, I'll just say thanks now, and that feeling went away. What the fuck? There was lots of realizations. 21 Pilots, Car Radio. I listened to that song a fucking bunch, and after I had that enlightenment shit, I realized once I listened to it that the car radio is a metaphor for his mind, his chattery ass mind. And if you listen to that song with that, coming from that perspective the whole time, it makes perfect sense. And he even says in there that he killed somebody in his dreams, which is an interesting reference in music in general. If somebody's talking about killing somebody in their dreams or something like that, then it's kind of like the spiritual death, maybe. It could represent ego type shit, maybe. But I think that's what he's hitting on in the car radio song from 21 Pilots when he talks about killing someone in his dreams. I think he's kind of talking about that egoistic personality. I don't know though, but that kept me going down that path. And Pucifer, count bodies like sheep to the rhythm of the war drums. Man, I just made a short with the beginning vocals in that because it's pretty fucking amazing. He says, "Don't fret, precious, I'm here. Step away from the window. Go back to sleep." And when you listen to that and think of the ego speaking those words, then it just makes perfect sense. That's exactly what the ego offers, is protection at a cost. At a cost that you got to be kind of blinded to the ego's view. Or, you have to go by what the ego fucking, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. That's some insight on that shit. Little fucking bee flying around. Yeah, I'm gonna paint our house soon. A little sneak peek of that. Just kind of looking like that. Gonna do some badass blue color. So yeah, if you're not subscribed or want to fucking join in every morning, I'll be out here at 5, typically every morning. Before I started doing this live, I was just really wanted a way to get out there and share what I've learned with people, and I was trying to figure out all these different paths and avenues, and all of a sudden one day I was like out here doing it, and I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna try this live option. And that was the answer to my shit. Now just turn this on, and anybody that wants to join in can join in. And yeah, the reason I do it is because I just found an amazing centered state, centeredness, a centered conscious state, something along those lines. And like the masters say, it's like a daily practice, because I cleanse the mind daily, and the body needs daily exercise too. You know, the body and mind both need this daily practice. And if I do it, then I just have a great day every time. It seems like always stay centered. It's the best by far. So please, blessings to all, and come back if you're interested, or if you want to find a centeredness of your own. And take it easy out there. Once again, blessings to you all.